What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ali, back at it again with another video. So today is Thanksgiving, and I just want to do a quick update, what I got going on for the week, how the week is going within the market, outside the market, and all that good stuff. So this week I've been waking up at 5:30 a.m. and I've been taking my mornings more slowly, and it's really because I want to develop. It's really for character development overall. I just want to develop a more consistent routine, with my mornings, and especially with me traveling a lot with work and my schedule being so tentative. I can, by waking up, really early in the morning, I can create that routine for myself, that stability for myself wherever I am, regardless of where I am. So it's been really good so far. It's been days, where I have to go to sleep a little bit earlier, and then some days where I go to sleep later, but I still have to wake up, at 5:30, and I've been enjoying like the challenge of it, and I can already see the benefits of it because I'm able to, wake up slowly, start my morning slowly, and journal. I'll get up, I'll wash my face, brush my teeth, and then I'll make a cup of tea, and then I'll start journaling, and then after I journal, I'll stretch and then go on a walk and then hit 100 push-ups, and then I'll shower and then meditate for about 20 minutes, 23 minutes. And then after that, I start my day. I start, doing stuff with work, or I start messing with the charts, or I start reading, or whatever. And doing my mornings and starting my days like that have been really, really good. My mind's more clear. I get to plan things out, plan my day out, and it's been really good. So I've been enjoying it. I've been figuring out, more about myself, especially through the books that I've been reading. I'm able to think about them more, in the morning time when, I'm not on my phone and I'm not doing anything else. I'm not worried about doing anything else because it's so early in the morning. I get to think about, just different things on a deeper level. And the main thing that I got from my book so far this week, it's the book Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke, and it's talking about what it calls the buddy system. And when you were in school, you would get a buddy in class, and y'all would have to like go everywhere pretty much together. If you go in the hallway, you had a buddy, and you couldn't leave from your buddy's side, and y'all pretty much held each other accountable. And that's what it's talking about. It's saying that we still need that system even as adults. That is still the way, the best way for us to operate when it comes to truth seeking, when it comes to being accountable for something. And your buddy system doesn't have to be, this huge group of people. It says that it needs to be at least 3 people, for 2 people to agree and for 1 person to referee. So essentially, it's in that you need a group of people to be able to be just completely honest with. And, you set parameters up, what he calls a charter. You set your charter up with your group to where, y'all agree on the rules of engagement, when it comes to operating within the group, and y'all all have a expectation of, being held accountable in the future. And what that does is, when you're going to be held accountable for something in the future to a certain group of people, whenever it comes to, maybe making a decision or breaking a habit or whatever, it forces you to think about, those conversations that you're going to have, once it comes time for judgment, pretty much, and it promotes, honest conversation within yourself, as you have conversations within the group more, about decision making and just being objective and just hearing the truth, and explaining your why behind your decisions and just being accountable for everything that you do. Eventually, so the example that he used is for, Alcoholic Anonymous or something like AA groups or whatever, and they all go there, and it's a very open and authentic place, and they hold you accountable for, your decisions and your choices. And the reason that a lot of people get better from those things is because of that group, is because, they're eventually going to have to they're being held accountable. They're going to have to answer to a group in the future, and they're not going to accept excuses. Pretty much, you're not going to accept excuses. They're going to be completely objective. And he's saying that you need to have a group like that just for life. Even if it's for something not as serious as alcohol. So yeah, so I like that idea. And you can extrapolate this idea to multiple things. It doesn't have to just be alcohol. It could be something as simple as you breaking a food addiction. You have a habit of eating bad food. If you have a group of people, 2 to 3 people that, you can be authentic with, you have to willingly be authentic, and you have to be willing to hear the truth, for what it is, and not be, go into it not wanting to give excuses and being okay with them, giving you a hard truth, and not accepting your excuses. Then that'll force you to be honest with yourself. And I think that's what the main problem is when it comes to habits, or when it comes to reshaping a habit, or when it comes to just making decisions in general, because that's what the book is about. It's about making good decisions. It's how can we get to a point of just absolute objectivity, about pretty much everything, things that matter. How can we get to an objective viewpoint? How can we overcome our self-serving bias, when it comes to things that serve our ego, that serve our subconscious, that serve the beliefs that we already have? How can we overcome that and see things objectively? And I think that the buddy system is a pretty good idea. It's a simple thing. It's a very simple thing. But so yeah, that's what I got from my book. And I definitely want to go over, there's not much to go over with the market. I ended up taking a trade on Monday that ended up being a loss. And then on Tuesday, it was Tuesday, I actually sat out of the market, and I missed a trade that was actually going to hit my profit target. The only trade that I sat out on the whole month was the only one that won on the whole month. So it is what it is. But November, garbage. Decent execution, could have been better, but the strategy itself just didn't perform well. We'll see what happens next month. I have been working on a few other strategies that are very similar to the one that I already have now, but just incorporating candlestick signals a little bit more. So I'm definitely gonna be doing just more adjustments with the strategy that I already have, looking into the data and all that. At the same time, coming up with different approaches to the market, because I'm a student of the game. Even though I have a core strategy that I know works, I always want to look for ways that I can improve it and look for ways that I can just be better overall. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on the charts and show y'all the trades that I took, and the trade that I missed from this week. And then I bought some MicroStrategy shares as well, and I'll get into my reasoning behind that and just what I'm looking at overall when it comes to the end of the year. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so just wanted to do a live refresh of the Henko trade just to show y'all it's a real account. So as you can see, live account up here, the balance is 612. Started at 1,000 this month, so I'm down around 40% on this account right now, which is cool because I haven't taken a lot of trades on this account this month, and literally I've only taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've only taken 8 trades this month. Half of them were losers and half of them were break evens. And then I missed one that actually hit the profit target. And instead of being down almost 40%, I would have been down 15%, but it is what it is. Crazy how the market works. But 11.25 was Monday, and you can see I lost $42. I went half size on the trade, so let's get into that. Let's get into that trade right quick. Stay moving slow, man. 11.25. So I'll go over the one that I missed and the one that I took and the one that I missed. So this was the one that I took that ended up being a loser, and it's gonna look very similar to the one that actually worked. So all right, so we had this 4-hour order block and 1-hour order block. This was Monday. The market gapped up over the weekend, so we opened up over here, had a nice push up, and then we ended up coming down, tapping into this order block. We got our first break of structure here. Then I got my liquidity grab here, and then I got my second break of structure above this minor high right here. So once I entered, went up a little bit in profit, and then ended up stopping out. Market bounced up and then ended up going up a little bit more before the end of the day or at the end of the day. And it was right before power hour, so I was a little skeptical. That's the main reason why I went half size, and I'm glad I did because it ended up not working. So yeah, that's the trade that I lost Monday. And then Tuesday is the one that I missed. The only trade that I literally just wasn't looking at the market because I really just didn't think it was gonna do anything. And we have the cleanest trade of the whole month. The cleanest trade of the whole month. The only one that I don't take. And we have this order block here, tapped into it, got a breaker structure here to the upside, got a liquidity grab, I didn't mark it, got a liquidity grab below this low right here, and then above these highs of the second breaker structure. And on this entry, market went into a little bit, price went to draw down just a little bit and then flew pretty much straight to the profit target and beyond. And once I look back at the market, I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Just got to keep firing. So that's really all for the market this week. I did want to go over my reasoning for getting into MicroStrategy. So I did get some MicroStrategy shares, and I'm looking at getting into coin shares as well. So let's get into it right quick. So MicroStrategy, if you didn't know, is the largest it's the US company with the largest Bitcoin holding. So they have over 400,000 Bitcoins. No other company or entity in the US has more than them. So their stock price is largely tied to the price action of Bitcoin. So if you want to get exposure to Bitcoin without actually having to buy Bitcoin, and you don't want to learn how to do it or whatever, but you still want like the gains and even better gains, honestly, this is a way to do it. So the high on this is the daily chart. So each one of these candles represents one day. So on November 21st, the price on this stock was $543 at the highest. On that same day, it went all the way down to $371. So you can do the math on that. It's a pretty volatile asset. All right, so yeah, let me do the math with y'all right quick. So 543 is the high, minus 371 at the low. That means this stock dropped $171 in a day. So in order for it to get back to this high up here, that means it has to go back up at least $171, right, from this lowest point. But guess what? It went even lower than that, right? So the strategy that I use to get into my trades with the order blocks, if you don't know what that is, go back on my channel. I made a whole video on it. It's the same. This strategy with the order blocks is the same strategy I use for my long-term investments. So it's just on a higher time frame, right? So like I said, every one of these candles represents a day. So we had a breaker structure right here on a daily time frame. Once we broke this high and closed above it, and that left behind the order block, which is the last down candle before the breaker structure, right, to the upside. So at the top of the order block is where I wanted my entry, which was around 348. I wasn't playing with this market because sometimes it likes to come right above the entry and then never tap it and then just take off without me. It's happened countless times. So I went ahead and got in at 350. It went as low as 338. And then the next morning, it gapped up overnight and opened up at 384. So I made $34 a share overnight. Didn't do anything. And I'm aiming for it to come all the way back up to 543 and even higher, honestly, once Bitcoin goes back on its tear. Because let's take a look at Bitcoin. Just do a little side by side right quick for y'all. Oof. Let's see. Wow. All right, let me get rid of these lines because I don't want to confuse y'all or nothing. Boom. All right, so this is the daily chart on Bitcoin. So look, the same thing happened, right? We had a breaker structure right here, right? The candle closed above the high, which is really right here at the top of this one because it wick transferred, but we don't have to get into that. Just know that we had a breaker structure to the upside, right? We broke a high, and then we came back and it left the order block, which is the last down candle before the breaker structure to the upside. So I marked the high and the low, just put a rectangle around this black candle, and it came down, tapped into the order block and bounced up. And I'm expecting it to come back to the all-time highs and break through it and hit 100,000. And once that happens, because MicroStrategy's company is heavily tied to Bitcoin, I do think that we can have a move back to these all-time highs as well on MicroStrategy and maybe even higher. So that's what my outlook is on the market for the coming month, really. I think that we're going to have a Christmas rally, the Santa rally. You know, we got Black Friday coming up, Cyber Monday, all that good stuff. And I think crypto is about to go on a run for next year as a whole. So I think this is a good position to get in if you want some exposure to Bitcoin. Also, another one is Coinbase. Coinbase, I actually missed my initial entry on this. Still a little bit salty about that, but it's all good. Missed my initial entry on this. But I do think that it's now a good time to buy this company again, right? So we had a lot of consolidation right here, right? And then we ended up breaking out to the upside, and we had equal highs right here, right? So the market, it broke above and it bounced, you know, at these equal highs. So I'm looking for price to come, you know, up here to these highs from all the way back from 2021, all the way from 2021, and above is IPO high. So when the stock initially went public, or when it released, pretty much, right? So this is the daily chart now. So these are the equal highs, as you can see. Let's just go full screen with this one now. Let's just go full screen. So these are equal highs right here. You can see we rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, and then broke above it. And now the price retested it, and now it's bouncing off, and it's just consolidating. So the market moves in impulse consolidation, impulse consolidation, impulse consolidation, right? So we're in a consolidation phase. So I'm expecting this thing to release. Like, just imagine consolidation as just a bunch of energy that is going to eventually be released, either to the downside or to the upside. We don't know, but we're guessing, and we're making an informed guess based off of just experience and data that is going to go to the upside, right? And we're also factoring in that this company is one of the biggest exchanges. I think it's the biggest crypto exchange, if not the second biggest crypto exchange within the US. And it also holds like 900,000 Bitcoin, but it actually doesn't own it. It's just custodying the Bitcoin, which means it's just holding Bitcoins for its owners, right, on its brokerage. And with all this new regulation stuff happening, a lot of huge corporations are going to be able to hold Bitcoin for their customers, and I think that's going to just increase the adoption of Bitcoin as a whole and send the price skyrocketing, right? So you can see this consolidation going on, and we have just a triangle pattern going on. And I don't take trades off of these, but I just use this as a visual to show that price is tightening, right? So it's making lower highs and higher lows. So it's tightening, and eventually it's going to release and pop out of this triangle, right? So this is what I'm expecting on coin. This is what I'm hoping for and expecting. So I like that we are bullish right now on the 4 hour. And I like that we bounced off of these weekly equal highs right here. And we had a bullish engulfing to end the week, or we had a bullish engulfing yesterday. So Friday, when the market opens back up tomorrow, if we don't gap up too crazy, I would like to get coin shares here at 310 with a stop loss below this low under here, under 272, which will be around 310 minus 272. Let's do the quick maths. Minus 272. 38 divided by 310, which would be about a 12% loss if price does end up coming down here. But if it goes to the all-time high, like I'm expecting, so all the way up to 430. So let's do 430 minus 310. 120 divided by 310 is 38%. So essentially, I'm risking 12% of the money that I put in to make 38%. That's a pretty good risk to reward, right? It's about 1 to 3. So that's what I'm looking at for the market coming up just over tomorrow and just the next few weeks, and just going into the end of the year, really. All right, fam. So that's going to be the end of this video. Like I said, not too much for this week. It's been a slow month overall, and I've really just been slowing down, especially coming into the holidays, and just wanting to be more present, starting my morning routine off correctly, and just moving more slowly and just moving at a pace where I feel like things are just most authentic and most genuine to me, because that's essentially why I started this channel, just to be authentic and to show my life in a way that I think is beneficial to others. And yeah, so I hope that this was a informative video. If you learned something, if you got some value, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. And yeah, I'll be back with another video, most likely Sunday, to give a market outlook just for the rest of the week. I'm probably not going to take a trade tomorrow. The market is open tomorrow, but it's probably going to be low volume, but we'll see. I'll probably most likely get into them coin shares, like I said. And that's really it. That's really it for this video. Hope y'all enjoy y'all Thanksgiving, spend time with y'all family, just be present. And yeah, that's really it. Peace out.